Rest in peace, legendary 212 bodybuilder George the Bull Peterson. Today is a very, very sad day with the Olympia just a couple days out. The news hit that George the Bull Peterson, legendary 212 bodybuilder, legendary classic physique champion, has passed away. Now, we don't know what he passed from. We've heard reports of blood clots. We've heard reports of heart issues. Some people are talking about pre-existing conditions, and a lot of people, myself included, are talking about the change that needs to happen. You know, whether Dallas McCarver at 26, George at 37, John Meadows at 49, there may be a common denominator. And, you know, I just recently, and when I say recently, I literally a few minutes ago saw Mark Lobleiner's video in which he says, really, don't trust in anyone. You know, don't trust your coach, don't trust your supplement sponsor, don't trust, and it's not that you can't trust, it's just, well, actually it is. It kind of is that you can't trust. That's not to say that coaches and sponsors and fans and commentators and whatever are out to hurt you. It's not to say that, but it's when you're dealing with your health and you're competing at the most elite levels, you really honestly can only trust your doctors. I mean, you can't even trust yourself. Let's put it that way. I mean, George put a video out like 24 hours ago, and he looked and sounded happy. He looked and sounded healthy. I mean, if George had any indication, that his health was going to turn south the way that it did, you think he would be there doing don't you think that he would be at the hospital? Like, he wouldn't do the show, but I mean, he would not be doing an Instagram video. And the fact that he, you know, the one thing that I think the fans, myself, I'm a fan. I'll tell you why I'm a fan. You know, you guys know that I did not have the best relationship with Aaron Singerman for many years. And, you know, while we did make peace, the companies that I work with, my general disposition is to keep a distance. And as a result, I kept a distance from George. But after last year's Olympia, and after I put out the 212 bodybuilding page, which I've been growing here and there, and it's hard to have so many pages, so many obligations, but I was like, how can I have a page that's called 212 bodybuilding and not cover George Bull Peterson? In fact, if you watch, I feel bad saying this, but if you watch one of my 212 pose down videos from last year, I did not really film George. It was weird. It was just, I know, it's just really, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, I've got to talk. And I messaged the guy, and we went back and forth a few times, and he even let me repost his content. And he was a really nice guy. And, you know, and the people that I know who I trust, who knew him, and not just today, but just in general, have told me the guy had a heart of gold. And I watched his videos. And you could tell, whether he was at Bev's or whether he was just at home, you know, he had a great website. You know, he wrote stuff, he coached people, he competed. He was very loyal to his sponsor. And you can always tell when somebody's real about their bodybuilding, about their fitness, when they wear the shirts, they take the supplements, they just really love their life. And this guy really loved his life. And I don't know what caused his death. I just know that, you know, we're losing a lot of people. And something needs to happen. Some kind of change needs to take place. You know, people need to do their blood work often. Not once a year, not when they get sick, but a lot. I mean, a lot. Especially because, let's be honest, I mean, physique-based athletes, especially at this level, guys, we're talking Olympia level, are taking a lot of stuff. And, you know, some people play that down for whatever reason and say they take minimal, and some even, they can't say natural, but they're pretty close to natural if you believe what they say. And we know that that is not the case. It's not. It's just not. And, you know, again, look, guys, it could be a pre-existing condition. It could be something unrelated, or it could actually be the fact that we've lost a lot of people. We've lost a lot of women, and that prompted an official response from Mr. Jake Wood. But we've also lost a lot of guys. And like I said, whether it's Dallas at 26, George at 37, John at 49, it's like we're losing a lot of people. And again, I send my deepest condolences out to George, to his family. I can't believe I sent my condolences out to someone who just passed away. Like, I cannot believe, and it's because of the video that I saw, everybody saw, where, I mean, I know that, things can, turn in a matter of seconds. So of course in 24 hours they can turn, but again, I feel like whatever he passed from could have easily been prevented had he been going to a doctor, had he had his blood work done, had he been under close medical supervision. Honestly, I don't know what the issue is. I don't. And honestly, like, usually I would be one of the last people first off to put out a video like this. I would wait at least a week, like I did with John, like I did with, everybody. I always like to wait. I don't like to be one of the first, but I feel like there's already been like at least 24 different outlets and people that have done it. So I'm going to just go ahead and add my video to this, because, I feel like right now is a time when we really need change. We really, really, truly need change. And lip service ain't going to cut it. We need, and I don't know. Like, I wrote an article for Iron Magazine that I'll link below, and I talk more about that in there. I don't know if we need to have medical checkups at contests. I don't know if that falls on the federations, on the promoters, on the coaches, on the sponsors, if it's a personal responsibility thing. But even including a routine medical examination, what's to say that a routine medical examination is going to detect a blood-borne illness? It's going to detect an enlarged heart. I mean, for that, you need to go to a specialist. Well, we're going to have like 10 different specialists at each bodybuilding show. That's not plausible. You can't do that. It's not even a cost thing. It's just not, it's not feasible. But something needs to give. Something needs to change. And I don't know what that something is. But I do know that there's a common denominator here. And we can be in denial about it, and we can say that it's this, and we could say it's that, or we can just be realistic. In any event, I wish George's family and fans, his sponsors, his coaches, his workout partners, his significant others, his children, my sincerest and deepest condolences. This is Christian Duke, This Week in Bodybuilding.